Right now, this week, is the most important maintenance window of the entire gardening season. Your tomatoes are growing fast, peppers are establishing, beans are climbing, everything looks healthy and on track, and that is exactly when most gardeners relax too early. They assume the hard work is finished because the planting phase is over. But what happens in the next 2 to 3 weeks determines whether those plants produce heavily through summer or collapse halfway through the season, because the problems that destroy gardens in July and August rarely begin in July and August. They begin now, during the quiet weeks when the garden still looks fine and nothing seems urgent yet. A tomato that is not supported properly now will collapse under fruit weight later. A bed that is not mulched now will crack and dry during the first serious heat wave. A pest problem not caught early becomes an infestation before most gardeners even notice it. Every item on this checklist takes minutes to do now and can save weeks of problems later. In this video, I'm going to walk through the complete early summer checklist, the 10 things you should do immediately if you want maximum harvest through the hottest months of the season. Ignore these, and your garden may still survive summer, but it will almost certainly produce far less than it could have. Item 1. Secure every plant support now before plants outgrow them. Indeterminate tomatoes need strong cages or stakes that can support 20 pounds or more of fruit later in the season. Small wire cone cages from hardware stores usually fail by midsummer because the plants quickly outgrow them. Replace weak supports now while root systems are still small. Driving stakes into the ground later can damage established roots. Tie tomato stems loosely every several inches as they grow so the weight distributes properly over time instead of collapsing suddenly during fruiting season. Check bean trellises and cucumber supports too. Once vines are fully loaded with growth and fruit, weak structures fail surprisingly fast. 5 minutes spent reinforcing supports now can prevent an entire plant from snapping or collapsing later. Item 2. Mulch every exposed section of soil immediately. Bare soil is one of the biggest hidden problems in struggling summer gardens because exposed ground loses moisture incredibly fast once heat arrives. Unmulched soil also overheats during the afternoon, stressing roots and killing microbial activity near the surface. And every time rain or irrigation splashes exposed soil upward, fungal spores land on lower leaves and spread disease. Mulch solves all three problems at once. Straw, shredded leaves, pine needles, compost, or untreated grass clippings all work well. 2 to 4 inches across the surface is usually enough. Keep mulch slightly away from stems to prevent rot. One of my raised beds accidentally stayed unmulched much longer than the others during my second gardening season. It dried out faster, needed constant watering, and the plants stalled badly during the first serious heat wave while the mulched bed stayed stable. The difference was dramatic. Item 3. Set up a deep watering system before heat arrives. Shallow watering creates shallow roots, and shallow roots fail quickly during summer stress. Productive summer gardens train roots downward early while temperatures are still manageable. Drip irrigation or soaker hoses work extremely well because they deliver moisture slowly and deeply directly into the soil instead of wetting foliage. If you hand water, water less frequently, but much more deeply. The goal is moisture several inches below the surface, not quick surface dampness. Deep watering creates stronger root systems that stay stable longer during drought and heat waves. Most gardens struggling in midsummer are not necessarily underwatered, they are shallow-rooted. Item 4. Remove lower tomato leaves before disease pressure builds. Lower tomato foliage contributes very little to production because it sits heavily shaded beneath the upper canopy. But those leaves are directly exposed to fungal spores splashing upward from the soil surface. Removing lower leaves beneath the first fruit cluster dramatically improves airflow while reducing one of the main disease entry points for blight and fungal infection. Do this now before humidity and disease pressure rise later in the season. Preventing the environment disease needs is much easier than fighting fungal outbreaks after they begin climbing the plant. Item 5. Prune suckers and improve airflow before the canopy becomes overcrowded. Tomatoes naturally try to create dense jungles of growth. Without management, that density traps humidity and restricts airflow, exactly the conditions fungal diseases love during summer heat. Remove suckers below the first flower cluster while they are still small. Thin, crowded interior growth slightly if necessary. Trellis cucumbers before vines become tangled masses. Open the center of squash and zucchini plants enough to improve air movement. The goal is not aggressive pruning. The goal is preventing stagnant, humid conditions before they develop. Item 6. Stabilize fertility before heavy fruiting begins. Tomatoes, peppers, squash, cucumbers, and beans all increase nutrient demand dramatically once fruit production accelerates. Many gardens look healthy early in the season and then suddenly stall once heavy production begins because fertility drops faster than expected. A light compost top dressing, worm castings, fish emulsion, or gentle organic fertilizer now helps stabilize the transition into heavy fruiting mode. The key is consistency. Productive gardens avoid dramatic nutrient swings because the soil stays steadily supported instead of cycling between depletion and overcorrection. Item 7. Check for pest pressure now before populations explode. Walk through the garden slowly and inspect plants carefully. Look under leaves. Check stems near the soil line. Search for curling leaves, tiny egg clusters, sticky residue, or small chewing holes. A tiny aphid colony takes seconds to control early and weeks to fight later if ignored. This is also the perfect time to establish beneficial insect habitat if you have not already. Basil near tomatoes, alyssum along bed edges, dill, nasturtiums, and yarrow all help attract predator insects that stabilize pest pressure naturally before infestations explode. Item 8. Thin, overcrowded seedlings immediately. Carrots, beets, lettuce, radishes, and other direct-sown crops often germinate densely. Without thinning, the plants compete heavily for water, nutrients, and light, causing the entire planting to remain stunted. Thin carrots to about 2 inches apart, beets to 3 inches, lettuce to several inches depending on harvest style. Use scissors to snip seedlings instead of pulling them to avoid disturbing nearby roots. Thinning always feels wasteful at first, but overcrowded crops produce far less total food than properly spaced ones. Item 9. Prepare your succession planting before gaps appear. Productive gardens overlap harvest waves instead of waiting for beds to empty before planting the next crop. As spring lettuce begins bolting, beans should already be ready to replace it. As peas decline, cucumbers or squash move in immediately afterward. Every empty day in summer is lost production time. Right now is the moment to prepare the next planting wave before your current crops fade. The highest yield gardens stay continuously active because transitions are planned before gaps appear. And finally, item 10, the one that quietly destroys more summer harvests than almost anything else: harvest timing. Most gardeners underestimate how aggressively productive summer crops need to be harvested. Beans left too long reduce new pod production. Oversized zucchini signal the plant to slow down. Cucumbers become bitter and reduce future flowering. Herbs become woody and less productive without regular cutting. Even tomatoes benefit from consistent harvesting because energy continues flowing toward new fruit instead of maintaining aging clusters. During peak summer production, you should be checking the garden daily, not every few days, every day. I lost a huge amount of zucchini production during my first season because I checked too infrequently, and oversized fruit kept signaling the plant to slow down. Once I switched to daily harvesting during peak season, total production increased dramatically from the exact same number of plants. And this is what most gardeners misunderstand about summer gardening. Summer is not the easy phase where you simply watch everything grow. Summer is the stress test. Heat, rapid growth, pests, disease pressure, heavy fruiting, and drought stress all hit at the same time. Gardens that were not stabilized earlier begin collapsing quickly under that pressure. But gardens prepared properly often become dramatically more productive because the systems underneath them stay stable. Mulch protects moisture. Deep roots access water longer. Airflow suppresses disease. Succession planting maintains production. Stable fertility supports fruiting. Daily harvesting keeps crops producing. None of these tasks feel dramatic individually, but together they are often the difference between a garden that burns out in midsummer and one that keeps producing heavily all the way into fall.